It's Miss Johanna. I'm at school. I wanted to share with you a little bit about Australia, which is what we're learning about in geography this month. This is the first atlas, and this is Australia. Um, so Australia is the world's smallest continent, but it's a huge country. Most Australians live on the coast, far from the vast, dusty deserts that make up the outback. So here's the outback. And there's also the coral reef. The Great Barrier Reef stretches for 12,000 miles. 1,200 miles along Queensland's coast. Many brightly colored fish live on the reef. And there's also a lot of poisonous animals there. So more poisonous animals live in Australia than in any other country. Like the male platypus, it has a poisonous spur on each of its back ankles. And there's a box jellyfish, taipan. It's one of the world's deadliest snake. Sea snake venom can the bites are a little bit rare. And there's cone shells, funnel web spiders, and blue ringed octopus. So there's a lot of poisonous animals in Australia, which is kind of fascinating. So Australia is on the opposite side of the world from Europe, but most Australians are descended from European settlers. English is the main language in Australia. But the Aboriginals, they have lived in Australia for more than 50,000 years. There's a lot of sheep farms, so about a quarter of the world's wool comes from Australia. And then there's Sydney. Sydney is the biggest city and chief port, and its most famous building is Sydney Opera House. So you can see it's a pretty famous landmark. Around Sydney are miles of beaches where children can swim and surf after school. And then there's a boomerang. We actually have a boomerang at home, and it's kind of a throwing weapon, and it comes back. So you throw it, and it comes right back to you. And in Australia, the seasons are the other way around. December is the middle of summer, so Australians celebrate Christmas on the beach. And there's a koala. Koala is the only animal that can eat the leaves of Australia's gum trees. And koalas are very lazy and spend up to 20 hours a day sleeping. And then there's a kangaroo. Kangaroos move by hopping on their huge back feet. They are marsupials. They carry their babies in a pouch. Lots of Australian animals are marsupials. And here you see in the background, that's the Uluru or Ayers Rock. It's very famous landmark. It's a lump of sandstone rock in the center of Australia. And Aboriginals believe it is a magical place. It looks pretty magical. And then here we also have New Zealand, which is off the coast of Australia. Hundreds of islands are scattered across the Pacific Ocean, and two of the biggest form the mountainous country of New Zealand. And then they have Maoris. They have most people in New Zealand are European, but about 1 in 10 are Maoris, New Zealand's native people. On special occasions, Maoris paint their faces and perform a war dance called a haka. And New Zealand is the world's capital for extreme sports. Bungee jumping, skydiving, and whitewater rafting are all popular. And earthquakes are also very common in New Zealand, so people live in wooden houses for safety. And when they move, they can carry their house away on a truck. Coconut palms. Forests of coconut palms grow along the beaches of the Pacific Islands. Islanders climb these tall trees to gather the coconuts. Look, here's their climbing. So that was Australia and New Zealand. And then also there's a Tasmania is off the coast of Australia. And it's a different island. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit about hearing about Australia and New Zealand, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.